I almost can't even contain my excitement right now, you guys. I've been talking about the Switch Pro for like a year and a half now. I've been saying, I think it's this date, and it has never come, and Nintendo has never said anything about it really, and all the leaks and rumors have just been all over the place. But now, we finally have a legit source, and the Switch Pro's coming. It is coming this year, and I cannot wait. Let's go ahead and jump on into this. Let's unpack everything, talk about all the stuff, the timeline of events that have happened over the past day and a half now. I'm going to show you guys where it all started and what all the rumors are exactly. So a lot of people actually think that the Bloomberg report was the first report about a Switch Pro coming later this year in September or October. But that's actually not true. What a lot of people missed was that the day before the Bloomberg report, Emily Rogers actually posted over on Reset Era all about this. So let's go ahead and read her post. She said, "Hey Reset Era, with E3 coming up, I thought it would be a good time to clear up a few things. Based on everything I know, I'm pretty confident that Metroid is on lock for this year. The developers have already moved to a new project and it's likely to release any time between August through October. The big question is, does it get announced at E3 in June or a September Direct? Keep in mind that Nintendo has a history of releasing games 1 month after announcing them. In other news, an announcement for new Switch hardware is imminent. A hardware announcement is right around the corner. It could either be announced before E3 or a few weeks after E3. Either way, it doesn't sound like we'll be waiting long for news." So there's a lot of things about this that are pretty exciting. First off, she was right about the Switch Pro. Bloomberg confirmed, which is a reliable source, that the Switch Pro is happening this year in September or October. There's pretty much no doubt in my mind that that's happening. But what's crazy about this is she actually confirms Metroid is planned to come this year. A game that apparently restarted development in early 2019, I believe. So that's not a very long development cycle, but then again, maybe Retro Studios continued what the previous developer had started, and maybe that's why the cycle's not that long. Or hell, maybe Retro Studios is just really fast. I have no idea, but that's pretty crazy to think that a Metroid game could be coming this year and possibly revealed next month, or if not next month, then possibly September. So the Metroid stuff is pretty much a whole different ball of wax that I'm not going to get into today. Today I want to focus on the Switch Pro that is coming. Guys, it's actually happening. I had predicted that it was coming in March of 2021. I stuck to that for a long time because I didn't want to give up hope. And honestly, I think it was probably planned for March, but because of COVID and all that, they pushed it to September or October. I believe the Switch Lite actually launched around that time as well, the year that it came out. Either way, whether it was supposed to come out in March or it's coming in September, I'm so excited because I've been longing for a more powerful Switch. Don't get me wrong, I think the Switch is perfectly fine. It has gorgeous games, but I would love to get the most out of games. All these games I want to play with higher fidelity graphics, better performance, and of course higher resolution, which we'll get to later. But now, it's time to move on to the Bloomberg report that actually started this whole explosion of news. Because like I said, this Emily Rogers post really flew under the radar the day before this Bloomberg report came out. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Nintendo plans to begin assembly for a new Switch as soon as July and release the upgraded replacement for its 4-year game console in September or October. People familiar with this matter said. The new console, likely to be priced higher than the $299 original, may be announced ahead of the E3 conference starting June 12th to allow publishers to showcase their full range of Switch games at the global event. Asking not to be named because the plans are not yet public, it will be sold alongside a $199 Switch Lite with the standard Switch phased out over time. This makes a lot of sense. Have a Switch Lite at the low price point of $199 and then have a better performing, better graphics 4K machine. That's right, I said 4K. Apparently Nintendo's finally getting there and I'm here for it. I'm so excited. But anyway, I think it makes a lot of sense to have a $199 console and maybe a $399 console. That price point's a little high. I'm hoping for maybe $349.99. I think that would be awesome. But $400 for the machine that is rumored sounds pretty awesome. Now, there was a lot of rumors that were somewhat legit coming before all this Bloomberg stuff and the Emily Rogers stuff, saying that this Switch was going to have a 7-inch screen, be OLED, have 4K capabilities, whether it's upscaling or native, probably upscaling. I highly doubt it's going to hit native 4K, as well as 4K streaming, and it's still going to have all the capabilities of the current base Switch model. However, none of these recent reports really talk about the specs of the console itself, but I did want to throw that information out there because that's what was rumored before, and an OLED 4K capable machine sounds awesome to me, so that's just really exciting. But anyway, let's keep on reading this Bloomberg report. assemblers will start shipping the new model, whose commercial name is known to only a handful of people within the Kyoto-based company, and sorry, I probably pronounced that wrong. As early as July, production is planned to ramp up to peak in the October to December quarter. This is despite widespread semiconductor shortages that have affected the supply of everything from automobiles to TVs, headphones, and game consoles, including the Switch itself. And of course, a Nintendo spokesperson declined to comment. So this is one of the craziest elements of the whole thing, the fact that Nintendo is trying to launch a console right now. In case you missed it, PS5s and Series X's and S's are really hard to find, and it's because of the chip shortages that are affecting pretty much everything. Anything electronically is probably being affected by this chip shortage. So the fact that Nintendo's trying to launch a console this year is crazy in and of itself. But here's why I don't think it's that crazy for Nintendo. Nintendo is known for its blue ocean strategy. It's basically artificial scarcity, selling a limited amount of consoles, making people who can't get it want it even more. And that's what I think this Switch Pro, or whatever it ends up being named, is going to be without the artificial scarcity. I think it's actually going to be scarce, and they're going to be hard to find. And of course, that's sort of been Nintendo's thing when it comes to selling consoles. And of course, this says that production for it will continue throughout the year from September to December, so I figured that they'll probably have as much as they can around Christmas time, and they'll probably be selling a bundle with the Switch Lite and then this brand new Switch. And I think it's going to be chaotic, they're going to be hard to find, I'm going to be so sad if I don't get one, but either way, I'm still very excited that the Switch Pro exists. I cannot wait to open up a brand new Nintendo Switch. It's just very exciting. Now, there was one more thing I wanted to go over. Jason Schreier posted over on Reset Era. This is what he had to say yesterday, so keep that in mind. I don't know for sure it's tonight. I was reporting on something that I knew to be true. I wouldn't say possibly. All I know for a fact is that it's happening and it's getting announced soon. So basically, the announcement could be at any point. I could probably upload this video and Nintendo could announce the Switch Pro a few minutes later. That's how close this seems like it could be. I think he's saying that this announcement could come anytime. I think it could as well. I would love if it was before E3. I think that would just make sense because then we would be able to see all those Switch Pro games that are shown off during E3. I really hope it's any day now, but maybe Nintendo will wait until later in the year to reveal the Switch Pro. Keep in mind, when they revealed the Switch Lite, it was only like 2 months before it actually dropped on the market, which is pretty crazy, and they could do the same thing with this new Switch. I'm just calling it a Switch Pro. We don't know what it's going to be called. Oh yeah, and one more thing to mention is that over on Amazon, the Spanish version of Amazon, they actually did have a page that said New Nintendo Switch Pro. I highly doubt that's going to be the name. That's probably just a placeholder name, but it was a real page. It's gone now, and it was up for a second. So yeah, basically this console is happening, you guys, and I want to know what you guys think about it. All in the comments below. Let me know everything. What games do you want to see at E3 on it? What games do you think are going to launch with it? This is a really exciting time, and it would actually be a really good time to launch a Nintendo podcast. I think that would be a good idea. More news on that next month, but I wanted to give a little tease because I'm really excited about that. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, hit that thumbs down. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya.